Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys another workout for Pick 3 Tennessee. I have here today the 317 rundown. One of our members asked for a key digit workout. So I want you guys to pay close attention to the numbers 2 and 7. When you see these numbers, and depending on where they are in the rundown, they may pull off some really hot patterns. Now, every state may have their own special key digit. And when I say key digit, I'm saying that a particular number may give off a particular pattern. And when you see this pattern, you want to pay close attention. And that may be how you may determine how to pick some hot numbers. Okay? Now, I cannot guarantee anything. So I want you guys to make sure you study, you play on paper first. And then if you feel comfortable, you move forward. Okay? So let's start here. We're backtracking. All right, we're actually backtracking. We want to find patterns that have already been placed. I used to get a lot of scrutiny with a lot of my videos early on during the launch of my channel, because people say, "Oh yeah, that's really cool. She got the hit after it hit." No, I'm sharing with you the patterns so you can learn how to track them. Look for certain things that will help you when you see them again, that you may say, hey, these could be some hot numbers for my state. And in order for you to determine a pattern, you have to what? Go backtrack, so that you can make some really good predictions for your state. Okay? You can't do one without the other. So we're going to go backtrack December 20th. We're going to look at I believe this is the midday hit, because Tennessee has a morning, midday, and I believe an evening. So the midday hit on December 20th was 104. Okay. Now we're using a 317 rundown for this particular workout. Could you use other workouts? Definitely. You'll have to backtrack for your state and see if the patterns are hot using another rundown. Okay. So how do we count these rundowns out? You see all this data, all this information. I want to share with you how to count them out very quickly, where to look at, and get you started on how to start choosing patterns. Okay. So we have here the 104 has been locked in. So the next thing we would have to do is add each of those numbers down the columns, okay, so that we can complete the grid. So 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. For the 2-digit numbers, only use your ones place, your 0. 0 plus 3 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 3 is 12, use your 2. 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11, use your 1. Okay, not bad, right? Then you would add 1 all the way down that second column, 7 all the way down the third column. Once you have your grid completed, okay, I want you to pay attention to key digits 2 and 7. Okay, so we're going to be looking at key digits 2 and 7. There could be others. I'm just sharing with you just the last few days how the patterns were hitting with the numbers 2 and the number 7. Okay, 2 and 7 are actually the same number. They're called mirror numbers. Okay, and in the Pick 3 world, we have them. Some choose not to use them. That's pretty okay. I choose to, so I'm going to share with you the mirrors. So when we're talking about mirror numbers, it's very important that you know the difference. Because there's one thing when you see doubles, right? You know what a double is. Like your 1, 1, you have a 5, 5 right here, 0, 0. But you'll have what we call mirrors. And those are just as important, because I'm going to show you through the last couple of days how those mirror 2 and 7s play a huge part in how you may want to place your numbers. Okay? So mirror numbers are as follows. 0 could be a 5, 5 could be a 0. 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. Okay? So make sure you guys have those mirror numbers. Okay? Okay. So I want you to pay attention, because there's a couple patterns with the 7s. The first one, you're going to notice on your left side, you have a 2, 7 together. Okay? Now, if you see the 2 7s together on your left side, you may want to pay attention to the opposite 7, okay? So you know we started with the first 2 columns here. Pay attention to this third column. We have another number 7 here. I want you to pay attention to the numbers in front. We have a hot 8, 9 pair, okay? I've noticed for Tennessee that the third number is either one of the 3 numbers on the bottom, okay? So I would go 8, 9, 1. All right, 8, 9, 0, 8, 9, 4. Okay, so pay close attention. Okay, what actually hit the next day for Tennessee in the morning? 8, 9, 1. And you see it here, 8, 9, your hot pairs. Okay, 8, 9, 1. That third digit was placed right under. You're going to notice a lot of L shapes. Pay attention to that, okay? Now, if they start moving their third numbers, you move with it. So this is not something that you say, oh, I know it's going to do this, that, and the third. You have to be careful with it because they don't always play the next draw. I know people want that, but you got to figure out where these things are lining up, okay? And the thing is, I noticed that they are playing at least next day. Now, which draw will depend. Now, if we were to say this hit mid to mid, we would have been incorrect. We probably, we wouldn't have came home with nothing, okay? This is why you have to kind of be open with that thought. I know people want that, and I'm not saying it's not there, but when we're looking for things that keep coming up, what I've been told, even reading some of those old lottery books when I used to have them, you know, with all them hot digits and hot numbers, one of the things that I was told that rundowns cannot and will not work 100% of the time. And that's absolutely true, okay? Now, you may get some information, but for numbers to come in the same place on the rundown every day, not likely, okay? All right, so 891 did hit. It hit in the morning, all right? All right, easy enough? Okay. Well, what happens when you don't see a 2 7 on the left side? Okay, what if on the right side, now pay attention to this, that there's diagonals? I want to share that with you now. So let's go to December 21st, the evening game, 817. Now make sure you learn how to scan and look for your 7s. Now I noticed this 7-2 was diagonal. It wasn't a cross like this one, okay? I did notice that on the opposite side, notice wherever those doubles are, whether they're across, horizontal, or diagonal, they're using the opposite side, okay? 4-8, if you're going by the 7, 4-8 would be your hot pair, okay? So 4-8-5 could be something. 4-8-5 again, so we wouldn't have to write that twice, and 4-8-0. Ooh, easy enough, right? Well, if we're basing this on, we held on to it. Now for Tennessee, they only have an evening game, and that evening game was 0-9-2. So if you would have held on to those numbers the day after that morning game, well, what hit? 5-4-8. 5-4-8. Get it? 5-4-8. Right there. Those corners. Okay? And this is leading with your key digit numbers. This is why I said you will be so surprised on what particular numbers will spring off certain patterns. So when you see them, you're like, hold on, I have an idea. I used to be told, oh, just go around a date some and start flagging numbers. And I'd be flagging numbers all right and still be one off. So hopefully, Tennessee, this will help you. Being that you guys have 3 draws per day, this will help a lot, okay? Now, let's go on to, there was one for the 092. Pay attention to this. This one was really different because this was a false trip. You see the false trip? It's going 161 and 616. So if you guys see your false trips, you may want to divert to your right side because 5-4-8 actually came the next draw. So we saw the 4-8-5 here. We see it again here from this side, and then it actually came out. So when you see numbers that are straight across like this, pay attention to them, okay? So that one was a little off, but cool, but it didn't follow the same exact patterns, but it was still something with the 7s. Do you get it? 7 is hot. Okay. All right, let's do one more here. Okay. So let's go to December 23rd. Morning game was 548. Okay. And again, pay attention. Now, this time there was a false trip. But I want you, when anything is diagonal, pay attention to the right side. So we have the right side 7227. I pay attention to where the 7 is in control. Okay. So the hot pair there is 6-1. So we'll go 6-1, 9, 6-1-2, and 6-1-4. Okay. Because they can veer off. I know I love those the L shapes, but sometimes they can veer off just a little bit, and it did. 461 actually came out that evening. Okay, right there, 461, 614. So this is why I tell you, don't just play those two underneath. Sometimes it may veer off, but notice out of all of them that did hit, what were the things that we noticed, Tennessee? That the third number was one of the 3 underneath, right? They could change that, so you have to be careful, okay? Pay attention to when your 7s and 2s are gathered. It looks like 7 is the leading number. Could they change to maybe a 2, and maybe the numbers could be mirrored? You have to pay attention to that, okay? So I hope this is an eye-opener for everyone. Even if you're not in Tennessee, hey, backtrack your state. See if the 7s are hot, if they're giving off any particular patterns, and if they do, you may have something for yourself. Okay, well, with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Definitely subscribe to the channel, join us in the membership. We'd love to have you. And if you're already in the membership, if you're already in the membership, definitely I appreciate your support, and I hope we continue rocking these hot workouts. All right, guys, have a good one, and happy holidays to you.